So we have decided to leave Vancouver Island and move to the other side of the continent and make our new home Nova Scotia. And what we've done is we've bought a 100-year-old church that we've never seen. We've never even been to Nova Scotia before. So we're going to embark on a whole DIY home makeover. In fact, it's a church conversion, if you will, to try and make this church our forever home here in Nova Scotia.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
No, me neither. I mean, it's going to need a bit of TLC, a lick of paint. But, you know, we know what we're getting ourselves in for, don't we?
I hope so.
Yeah. But I tell you what, after 8 days of driving, I'm knackered, I'm absolutely exhausted. But right now, I'm really quite excited to lay eyes on the church for the first time.
I've been excited for 8 days.
8 days? That's a long time to be excited. Even though we were completely knackered, we got excited about the big reveal of this once beloved church. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, no, never mind that. Come on, let's have a look. Look at the size of this.
It's massive.
That's brilliant, and you can see the potential, can't you? Eh?
Ooh, it's a bit chilly though, isn't it? What kind of insulation do we have?
Oh, there's no insulation. It's 100 years old. They didn't bother with insulation back then. You know.
Well, how long is it going to be like this for?
Oh, 2-3 years or something like that. You know, we'll sort the insulation out. Don't worry. We'll get it toasty. Yeah. You know, you got to try and imagine, the finished thing. You know, there's no washroom or shower. There's no water, no running water.
No water?
No, I mean we'll drill a well. You know, we'll install a well. But you've got the camper though, right? So that'll keep you. You know, you better do your plops and your showers. But you can't have 20-minute showers. They've got to be like 2-minute showers. I know you like to spend a bit of time in there.
Yeah, it's called cleanliness.
Yeah, I mean, just say goodbye to that for a while and just kind of, we're just going to be roughing it a little bit, back to basics, But you can see the potential, can't you? The grand vision.
I don't know. What about sewage?
Well, that's one good thing. I've got somebody on that right now, and before you know it, we'll have a brand new septic system ready to take sewage.
A load of cat litter?
Okay.
I mean, I've got it all figured out, love. It's going to be... But you can see the potential, though, can't you? Eh? The grand vision.
It's big.
Yeah. Anyway, let's give you a bit of a tour of this place. We'd love it if you became part of this adventure by subscribing. Oh, and don't forget to tickle my bell. Oh, and talking of bells... And I don't think that when they made this ladder, they were expecting a man of my sturdiness to be climbing up it. What is that smell? It kind of smells like bat piss. Right, let's get up this belfry, see what we got. Now, whenever you're doing belfry inspections, like I regularly do, it's vital to wear appropriate footwear for dangerous jobs like this. Have you got a good shot of my bum? Now, at some point in the past, there have definitely been bats up in this belfry, but I was assured by the realtor that they are now long gone. However, I can see while they were here, there's been quite a bit of damage done to this insulation. Let me just show you this. It's pretty nasty and it stinks. So this here is the blown in pink insulation that you can see, and it's absolutely soiled with guano and it absolutely reeks. Now, it's concentrated mainly at this end of the attic, and it's pretty clean still on the other end of the attic there. So I am going to have a right cleanup job. That is just absolutely rank. So the bell is so big I can barely fit it in the frame here. So let's just turn this wheel to give it a little tinkle. Oh, that goes right through you, especially when you're right next to it. So the plan is with this thing, I don't really want to get rid of it, but at the same time, it's a big old, massive, heavy, rusty piece of metal up in this dilapidated old belfry. I'd love to get it cleaned up and then put into the church as like a nice ornament, because I want to try and just keep everything from the church still in the church once this conversion has been done, so that it's just kind of recycled, you know. I've never had a church bell before, and now I own a church bell. Ooh, it makes me twitchy being up in this tower, so I'm just gonna go back down, I think.
So how do we remove moldy blinds, Amanda?
I'm gonna ram them with this mop head. Let's get up there.
Here you can see Amanda demonstrating the highly technical vertical joust method to remove those moldy blinds.
The other ones have been a bit easier.
These are the high caliber DIY skills you can expect at Hardcastle Towers.
Multi-purpose mop. Isn't that great?
Oh, it's bloody brilliant.
Oh, look at how bright it's getting in here. Oh, that was easy. Oh, yeah.
It's chilly. Okay, so as you can see, these are all of the church pews, and originally I was thinking I would sell them, you know, try and make some money and use that money to pay for things like the well and the septic or other things. But with the price of lumber being outrageously expensive nowadays, I reckon it's going to cost me more to replace these timbers for things like ceilings, maybe even floors, wall panels, that kind of thing, you know, decorative finishings. It's going to cost me more to buy new, which won't be as good, won't be as nice. So I've just got all of this timber that can be repurposed, and I kind of like the idea of keeping all of the church's wood within the church. It's going to take a bit of work. So are you going to start ripping them out with a crowbar?
No, I've got other tasks today.
No, you do it, and then I'll just monitor. I'll supervise.
I'm not strong. I already put my back up.
That sounds like a tomorrow job. It was time for a steak lunch in the Hardcastle Towers kitchen, but I'm sure that you have questions.
So why did we leave Vancouver Island to move to the middle of nowhere in Nova Scotia and do a church renovation sight unseen? Well, if you saw the last fototripper video, you'll know that I had my own personal reasons for wanting to leave.
And have coffee with you in the morning.
Another 16 hours of you, that's great. But there are many other reasons, chiefly
Too busy.
it's too busy. Vancouver Island has had a population explosion, and with that, of course, comes the inevitable crime explosion. You've got overbooked ferries, gridlocked traffic in the cities, and downtown is now the domain of shirtless crackheads who 1 second might just bust out Michael Jackson's Moonwalk, or you might get stabbed. Either way, it was time for us to leave and go somewhere a little bit more peaceful. Yeah. So then we started looking at Atlantic Canada. Now, if you're new to this channel, if you don't even know who I am, I have a channel called Fototripper, and it's all about landscape photography because I'm a landscape photographer. So Nova Scotia is abundant in spectacular locations that I can visit for my landscape photography and my work. And it's also kind of a gateway into the maritime provinces, so we can easily access Prince Edward Island and New Brunswick, and if we're prepared to get on a ferry,
Newfoundland.
Right, so I should probably give you guys a bit of an overview of what we're thinking of doing with the church. And at this stage, these are just ideas. You know, these may change, especially when I speak to professionals and an engineer and, you know, someone to do the drawings. That could all change, but here's the plan. So really, all that we've got is just a big hall. It'd be a fantastic little concert hall. But that's all we have, is just have this one hall, and then there is one room at the back, kind of like an ante-room. And that's it, that's all we've got. And of course the stage area just over there. So what we're thinking of doing is, that part that you can see in the background there where the stage is, that is going to be the living room area with the kitchen, dining room. It's all going to be at that side. And then this side where I'm standing, we'll have like a partition halfway through the hall, and all of this will be new construction for bedrooms, offices, bathrooms. So these will be kind of like the living quarters. But I think what tipped me over the edge and made me buy this place was this. It's these ceiling timbers. I just love, I'm a timber freak. I love beautiful woodwork. And this is just absolutely spectacular. So I'm going to obviously keep as much of that as I can. I don't want to touch it, but of course there will be repairs that are required. So we'll do those as and when they're needed, but the plan is to just keep it exactly as you can see it right now. Now, if you want to know anything about a 100-year-old building or older, the attics and the basements reveal all of the flaws. So you've seen the attic and you've enjoyed that lovely heady aroma of guano. So now let's get into the basement and I'll show you what I'm dealing with in there. Come with me into the dungeon. Oh, it's really chilly down here. There's like a 8-degree difference, maybe even more. Well, there's the furnace. We'll talk about that in a second, but I'll just give you a full 360 of the basement in here. So, according to some of the locals, apparently the story goes that they needed to do some more excavation after the church had been built, and so somebody who was either a member of the church or was known to the church knew how to blow things up. So they came in here with some dynamite and actually started blowing up bedrock, and that's why it looks the way that it looks. And what we have going right through the complete length of the building is the furnace and the sort of forced air system, which is oil powered. So this is the old oil tank, and judging from the label there, this is a 2004 900 litre oil tank. So it's coming to the end of its life and probably needs to be decommissioned. Now, when I took over the church, when I bought it, I saw an extra bill on the invoice for $1,000, and it was to fill that. It cost $1,000 to fill that, and I don't really think it's going to last that long. I don't think $1,000 goes very far. Since we got here, I think the price has now gone up to $1,800 or something like that. The cost of oil is absolutely outrageous. So it doesn't really make sense for us to keep that as a heat source. So I'm kind of toying with the idea of a few different options, such as either in-floor radiant heat, which would have to be installed there, but I don't really think it's going to work with our floor because the floor is too thick. We have 2 layers of hardwood. And then the other options would be a heat pump. Some people love them, some people hate them. The other option would be baseboard heat, which is very easy to install and completely silent, but uses up a lot of electricity. So I would welcome your advice, and if you've got any suggestions, post a comment and let me know what you think we could use to either directly replace the oil furnace and maybe keep that ducting, or a completely new system entirely. So we do have some tenants in the basement, and they're staying here rent-free, I'm afraid to say. And it's these spiders, and if you look everywhere you go, there's these spider sacks. Look at these. So the little egg sacks, they create like a sack, fill it full of eggs, and then just hang it off the timbers, which means that in spring when they hatch, we'll have 10,000 little spiders. We're going to get rid of them. So I've got my skizzers, I've got my bowl. I'm going to go around and harvest some spiders' eggs. In you go.
I don't like this, Joe. And then we're going to fry them up for dinner. Is that what we're doing?
Exactly. There's a lot of them. Like I said, probably about thousands of spiders.
After about half an hour of egg harvesting, I'd collected just enough for Amanda's delicious lunch.
Well, now that I've got a jar full of them, it makes for a nice, tasty snack. I'm not gonna eat 1,000 spiders. Do you want some? Do you want some?
Don't forget to subscribe to Hardcastle Towers and tune into the next episode where the demolition begins.
That's how you take out a church pew.